Torey looks like a 60s comedian with that like little hand.
Hey, take my wife, please.
Yeah.
I take my wife everywhere, but she always finds her way home.
I feel like
Take
I look
my
like
wife.
I'm gonna whatever the word is, announce a horse race.
Yeah.
All right, he's going around the
Right
bend, left,
here,
right.
come around the corner.
Yes,
It's finger in the ass, finger in the ass. Right behind the corner, right behind him, it's Rupert Murdoch. Rupert Murdoch is coming around and he's collecting dirt, followed by, oh my goodness, it's Brian Kim. That's a drunk horse. Welcome back.
Yeah.
I hope we sound great on this
I'm
new.
back.
Torey's here.
So sorry you guys were left with just
well,
Troy.
it wasn't that bad. Thank you for listening to
Gotta
another
watch.
episode of Bonding.
Got a lot of views actually. I was shocked.
What?
Yeah.
We didn't even start yet, and you're just
Sorry.
shitting on me.
Sorry.
Thank you.
People love you.
Not the ones that matter.
Wait.
Hey, look who that was. We have a
guest.
new.
well,
Well,
more
not
than a
really.
guest.
She's a part of the family for a little
Yes.
bit now.
We've adopted a new dog.
That's my role.
I
Yeah.
can't. Thank you for coming on,
I was gonna
Maggie.
bark. I don't know why.
Maggie is here to help us. Maggie Naughton.
Welcome,
Yes.
Maggie.
Thanks, guys.
Maggie.
Maggie's my bestie.
What do you
I'm
need the
delighted
people
to
to
be
know about you, Maggie? I wanted you to come on because we've known each other for like a year,
I know.
and you are a fellow basement dweller.
Yeah.
True.
You're stuck, and we spend many days going into a basement with daylight and coming out in the middle of the night.
So this is just an experiment. You just want to see what I look like in normal lighting.
Well, it's not
Outside of the
working,
club,
man.
yeah.
This is like
That's true.
this is Gotham City lighting today. This is
Brighter in here.
That wasn't the reference I would use, but yeah.
No, it is. There's like a flag waving. What flag is that? Was that the Ukrainian flag? It's just white and yellow now.
No one.
Is that Croatian?
People that are listening don't know what you're talking about. So let's keep it to the room.
When I pointed
For
it
the
out and I
viewers at
said
home.
that flag is white and yellow, that was how I let them know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Anyway, we're off to a great start today. Thank you for coming on, Maggie.
Thanks for having me.
thanks
Oh
for
wait, I
being
had
here.
subjects written down for today's podcast.
Yeah. Wow.
Ooh.
Do you want me to read them?
I'm sorry, is this
And then
structure?
judge you?
I'm trying. Hold on. Did you have anything you wanted to talk about, Torey?
Well, you told me to have hot takes ready, so I have some hot takes ready. I'm on your time today.
I know. That's
You set this up. We got Maggie.
Thank you for coming.
We're freestyling. We
I
got a
kn-
new crew.
We
This
got a
is
new
fun.
crew. We got new mics, omnidirectional
New
mics.
I'm excited about the mics.
I spent my Christmas money on these mics. Merry
Thank you.
Christmas.
Thank
Did I have
you.
anything I wanted to talk about? Today's topic: how young is too young for a BBL? Let's discuss.
Well,
You
I
know
think
what a
your
BBL
body
is?
stops developing at a certain point.
Mhm.
So I feel like you got to wait till that time. Is that 18 or something? Or I know your frontal lobe, it doesn't stop till 26. So I don't know about your ass, but I feel like you should wait
It
for your
depends
body
how
to
long
stop.
you got your head in there. I don't know. When does your body stop developing?
Do we want to Google this or?
Oh
No,
yeah.
should I?
I mean,
yeah.
this is our
my
first Google.
Get to work, Maggie.
Okay.
Let's go.
That's very vague. When does your body stop developing?
Yeah, I
I'm
should
gonna-
have cleared my browser history before we did this
Oh,
because
shit.
there's going to be some interesting things.
I've
popping
actually
up.
always thought about this for nose jobs. 'Cause a lot of kids will get nose jobs, and I feel like your face should stop growing before you change it. But
You know, like the actor Christian Slater.
no,
You do, Maggie.
Yeah.
He was
Oh,
like
you
a
have no
child
Wi-Fi. You're
actor.
not connected to Wi-Fi.
oh, I thought I had it on auto pay, but honestly,
Wait, is that really what happened?
honestly, that could be.
Well, that's okay.
That's awkward.
I was probably gonna pull up some things that weren't
No
helpful
voicemail
for this
today.
anyway.
I know. Thank you. Thank God. Well, we're back on the podcast. Tori didn't pay her bill, and the lights are going to shut off very soon. So let's get BBL. Are we pro BBL? We have to let our
No,
bodies
I think
grow
it looks
into
bizarre.
It's also not trendy anymore. I don't think it's heroin chic again.
Yeah.
Heroin
No.
chic. It's all about being skeletal.
Anorexia made a comeback.
Thank God.
The Kardashians brought it back. First they went BBL, then they went anorexic. Kim lost like all that weight in a
Yeah,
very short
yeah.
amount of time.
Well, she tried to lose all that weight for that Marilyn Monroe dress.
Yeah.
They
Still
really
ripped
glorified that on the show. I was like, wow, if she can do this, I can do this.
Look how many fingers
Which is
she's
really
using
messed
to make
up.
herself throw up.
Yeah.
No, it's rough. I mean,
I got sucked in. I was like, wow, I'm so inspired. And then it's like, wait, what?
No,
I'm
it's
not
crazy.
Kim Kardashian. What am I trying to do?
I felt bad for Chloe. Chloe's got like that breakup body, man. Just like
Well, that was
not
her whole show, Revenge Body.
Yeah.
She had a show called Revenge Body.
Yeah, it's all about
Really?
getting hot. And then
And
it's
that was
all
like
about
20 pounds ago.
Oh,
So
yeah.
she just
shit.
keeps getting shit on and getting
Damn.
skinnier.
And the point of the show really is to prove that you don't need to get hotter for someone to love you. It's all about loving yourself.
You could
Did
put
it
a
prove that? I feel like
think
that was
that-
not my takeaway.
Oh, really? I've actually never really watched
Yeah,
it.
I was like, okay, well, this will help. This will get revenge. Absolutely.
I think they don't love you at any size.
True.
who?
The people that leave the people. Like the people that are broken up with, they go, like the person that's broken up with, they're like, all right, I'm going to get hot and they're going to love me again. And then they get hot and they're like, not loved still. And it's just like, oh, it wasn't about this. Also, do you want to be with someone that didn't like you for being ugly?
Okay, but like that's like one of the many red flags in terms of my dating life. Like that's just
What?
like
What is?
no, I'm just saying like I didn't even remember the question of just like
This is how the podcasts work. It's just called riffing.
just thinking.
No, it's. I think when you're at that level of in the public eye, there's supposed to be like there's this protection of well, anybody's gonna be happy to be with me because of my fame and my power and my money. And then when you still get cheated on, regardless of what you look like, then it's like, oh shit, well, I guess I have to be this super person that doesn't exist. And then you end up being Chloe. Chloe looks like, if you look at Chloe the last 5 years, it
That's
looks like those
crazy.
AI portrait things that
Yeah.
are trending
Oh my
right now.
God.
It's
That's
so
funny.
crazy. I remember a picture of her came out and I was like, Chloe, I thought it was Denise Richards. Like, it looked nothing like her. And
Have you seen her migraine commercials? They're crazy.
no, she has migraine commercials.
Yeah, she does.
I've seen those.
From
She
what-
looks like a
well,
cyborg.
listen, you spend as much time talking to Scott Disick as she does. It's going to have traumatic impact on you. And
I
you're going to need
actually-
some Excedrin.
I'll never forget watching the Kardashians and Kim was doing jumping jacks. And I was
What
like, wow,
episode
her
was
body
this?
works.
For
Like
research purposes.
it felt like watching a robot move. I was
tired.
like, wow, they really like got the technology right on this one. Like
Like
how
her
is-
boobs bounced, you know
Yeah,
what I
like
mean?
everything was
I'll let you know in
moving.
2
And I was like,
seconds.
I was
Slow-mo.
shocked. I was
Turn it on
like,
data for this one.
I'm really bummed about the Wi-Fi thing. I'm like, what is
It's okay. We'll
happening?
cut it out. So
I
they
know,
don't
but
have
I
to
just
know.
can't believe I'm.
Tori's not doing well. Her pants are ripped. She has no Wi-Fi. She just got back from L.A. I'm not
Her
sure what
best
that's
meal
all
was
about.
avocado toast.
Yeah,
I do
she
feel really lost.
had to Airbnb this
Who even
place out
am
for a
I?
week just so she could afford.
Honestly, I
Her
sometimes think
oat
about
milk.
if I Airbnb'd this, I would be.
You
Doing
ruined
better.
oat milk for me. By the way, I
Why?
meant to tell you this morning. Once you
Why?
called it semen milk, that's all I see when I pour out the
I-
milk. It's the most disgusting.
It doesn't look good. Well, the brand that I
Yeah.
was referring to does look like that, but not all oat milks are like that.
What brand was it?
Oatly
Oh.
is disgusting
horrible.
looking. It's like kind of yellow and like globby,
Ugh.
and like if you don't shake it, it's like different colors.
That's
It's
how I
like
feel about
clear
people who
and
eat
then-
plain yogurt. Ugh.
Yeah, it's just not good.
I try to not do dairy, but they're not making it easy by making that milk the way it is.
Right, but
Oat milk.
other oat milks are better.
I'm done with all oat milks.
You're done with
I think
them?
I'm going back to
I
whole
love
milk.
oat milk.
I like almond milk.
I
That's my
used
go-to.
to.
I don't love almond milk.
I
There's
really
just so
like-
much guar gum and xanthan gum, and it's like globby.
Give me the gums.
You pour it in, and you're just like, this can't be good for me. This cannot be
Did you
good for me.
just drop guar gum on this podcast?
Guar gum.
What?
Is that racist?
No, I don't know what it is. It sounded racist
I'm
though.
like, oh no. what
Tired of
have
all
I
these
done?
guar gum showing up in my almond milk. I'll tell you, back in my day,
Yeah.
our milk was pure and white, no
No
guar
gum?
gums at all.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of different gums.
Yeah.
And I do think in like 10 years, they're like, oh my God, I cannot believe we were drinking guar gum.
You have a new blog.
I do.
What's it called?
It's just
I
my,
wanted to promote it.
that's so kind.
Yeah.
It's just my website, ToreyCole.com.
ToreyCole.com. You
And I-
wrote a
oh,
blog
shit,
about
it's Sunday. I
yeah.
have to,
You wrote a blog about how much you didn't enjoy Thanksgiving. You wrote a blog about why you don't enjoy Christmas. So I just want to ask, what the hell is your problem? What do you enjoy, Torey?
Okay,
Guar gum, I know, is not on the list.
I didn't say I didn't enjoy Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
I called it Scrollsgiving
Right.
because I admitted to spending too much time on my cell phone
Mhm.
scrolling when I should have been more present and in
Well,
the moment.
it's not. I would have done the
Which-
same thing if I had no Wi-Fi at my house, and then I finally was on some. I'm sorry. Finish your thought. I just had. To
Oh,
get that
here
dig
goes
in.
the white light. Anyways,
I heard it say guar gum too many times.
essentially, I was just trying to connect with my readers, saying that I think a lot of us could relate to spending too much time on our cell phones and on social media. So that was really why that was the angle for Thanksgiving. And then for Christmas, the ending of it, I don't know if you read it, was positive, but I was shedding light on the fact that I do think the
You
whole
sound like you're about to cry.
Christmas tree thing. I think it's a little crazy that we cut down so many Christmas trees when the earth is burning down. Again, I'm not Mother Teresa, but I just think it's interesting.
Is that your biggest problem with Christmas? The trees?
There's a lot of odd things that we do that we don't question. Like, why are we putting trees in our homes and covering it in shit?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Why is there a tree in my house?
Yeah, I really think that.
I don't understand the tree tradition. If we had Wi-Fi, I'm sure we'd be able to look it up. But the fake trees, I understand.
Actually, I did look. I Googled it.
The tree thing?
Martin Luther.
The Lutheran guy.
Yeah, I think that's his name.
Protestant
Not Martin Luther King.
No,
Martin Luther King cut a tree down.
Martin Luther King Jr. was like,
then he
I
put
have
it
a
in-
tree. What? What did?
I think his name is Martin Luther.
Yeah, no,
though.
Martin Luther is the guy's name.
Thank you.
He started Luther.
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
Lutherans.
Yeah. So he actually did cut a tree down and he put it in this like in a home, and then everyone gathered around it, and he put lights on it, which is crazy. That's a fire hazard. And then
They had lights back
that
then?
was the first Christmas tree. No, they had
Candles.
fire. They had fire.
He was just like, let me put some candles on this tree.
Yeah, that's what he did. And then
No wonder why people lived
everyone
to be
thought
the
it
old
was
age of 37
beautiful.
back then. They all burned down.
Yeah. And then we just kept it. Everyone kept putting trees in their houses and covering them in shit. And here we are with the
I
modern
wonder
Christmas
what made
tree.
them decide on pine trees. Why not palm trees?
I think that was like
or
the what he
cactus?
had.
Yeah, where?
He was in Europe
In
somewhere.
Europe. Yeah.
Somewhere in
Right.
Europe.
Famously only a pine
Anyways, it's
tree.
120 million
Famous
trees
for incest
worldwide
and
that gets
pine
cut down.
trees.
And then that's a big release of CO2.
What, the trees that get cut down?
Yeah.
There's 120 million? But how many are they planting?
They say they plant a few for every tree that's cut
Hey,
down.
we'll do. We cut down 120 million. Put 5 trees over there. Shut them up. All right. I'm tired of them. I'm Stu Leonard. I'm trying to sell trees here.
I just think it's crazy though. Like it takes a long time for them to grow. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
It's a
very
lot
pro
of-
tree. I'll be
You
honest.
know,
I love the
it's-
trees in the houses. I love it.
I like the smell of it.
Yeah. And my favorite holiday is Christmas Eve because I like to look forward to things. And so I don't. No, I think my thoughts were really coming across.
Sorry. They were. You were talking to her like it was you were a 50s backup singer.
Maybe.
What were you saying? I'm sorry.
No, but I think I disagree. I love the trees, and I think it's part of the spirit. You know what I mean? Of all the bad things that we do, that one's my least concerning one.
Okay. I
Okay.
respect and I do like counter arguments to this.
I know I push back at you a lot.
Yeah,
That's
you
our
do.
relationship.
Yeah, it is. And I'm always like, yeah, that's fair.
I don't love the Rockefeller tree tradition. That feels weird.
They did that first
In
during the
what way?
Depression, I think.
It just feels weird that they did it during the Depression.
Yeah,
No wonder we were going through one.
No, I think that's when they put up the first one
It just feels weird that like we cut down this giant tree and then ship it
into the city.
into the
shipping part is
city.
weird, yeah.
And then it's just like they wrap it and then unveil it in Rockefeller Center every year, and it's like this whole big event. And every year I'm just like, yep, that's a tree. And they're like, this one came from Poughkeepsie, New York, and it worked for 22 years as a waiter, and then decided to pursue its dreams of being a show tree,
Well, I
and
think
worked tirelessly through the Nixon administration. This tree lived. Mother Teresa touched this tree, and we cut it down today so your fat kids from Wisconsin could take a picture in front of it for $20,
and then they feed it to
and
homeless
then
people.
go get a SNL T-shirt at the FAO Schwartz store, and then they feed it to homeless people. That's what they do. December 26th, they're like, all right, everyone, dinner's up. Come get your pines.
Yeah.
Get your pine.
It's like, oh, boy.
I think they do turn all of them into mulch, which is good, actually.
Do they?
Yeah.
I do think that's the end game.
That's the end game for this tree.
Or they just add it
Lots
to
to
the
look forward to
trash
for
and it
that tree.
composts nicely among the plastics that will never get recycled.
They just
Mhm.
invite 50 New Yorkers to come and hit it at the stump so all the pines fall. And then,
Yeah.
And then just, my family, we would leave the tree up.
Until Thanksgiving the next year.
No, yeah, until like, I was going to say 4th of July, but Thanksgiving was funnier. That was a good one.
Thanks.
Yeah, I don't like Christmas. I'm thinking about becoming like a selective Jehovah's Witness.
What about Kwanzaa?
I don't know what Kwanzaa is. I don't.
It's
even
Black
think
Christmas.
I know what Kwanzaa
Famously.
is. It's Black Christmas this Thursday on BET. Torey Cole presents Kwanzaa, the Black Christmas story.
Am I allowed to say that?
You can say Black Christmas.
Okay, cool.
I'm dreaming of a black Christmas, just like the ones I used to know.
That's good. You should sing.
I wish I didn't hate Elvis because I could do that impression all day long.
That was pretty good.
It's me, Austin Butler, and Eddie Murphy.
You should do that on stage.
I would. Black Christmas. That's what it was originally called. And
Yeah.
Elvis heard it and he was like, no, this ain't going to work. We got to change this up here. This is a pure and white Christmas. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Why were we talking about Black? Oh,
Sorry,
Kwanzaa.
I know, yeah. Well, you were
Kwanzaa.
saying you wanted to be a Jehovah's Witness. I came in hot with the Black Christmas, and then
And a Jehovah's
do you want
Witness.
to go back to the Jehovah's
I don't
Witness
think I ever
thing?
told you that they messaged me. A Jehovah's Witness messaged me that time. I said they were stupid for thinking that only 180,000 of them were going to get into heaven.
Oh, that means they listen to the podcast.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
He was like, hey, just so you know, that's not what we believe. And
What
I
do they
was-
believe?
I don't know. I didn't really pay attention, but I
we
was
could have
like,
been educated, Troy.
this was like a
we
month
could have
ago. I
spread
read
the
it. We
good
had a
word.
conversation, but I don't remember what we talked about.
Well, thanks for listening, whoever you are.
Thank you.
We don't care
His
what you
name
had to
was
say.
Jehovah, and he is not only a witness, he's a listener.
Oh.
But it was nice of him
To
to
listen.
correct me on that
Well,
because
you're
I
often
come off
corrected.
as I'm often corrected. Yeah,
Yeah,
'cause I'm
do you want
often
to talk
wrong.
about the latest time you were corrected that you've been sharing on the internet?
When was that?
Well, she tried to correct you.
Who?
The woman
What?
that yelled at you. She
Oh.
called you a
the
bitch.
viral
She didn't-
clip.
She didn't try to correct me. She was just drunk.
Where'd you
you-
lose her? What did you say that
Yeah, I
really
was
got
curious
her?
about that
Everyone
too.
keeps asking me that, and like I started it, and the clip tells you where it.
Sorry, we didn't watch the full clip.
No. It's okay because it's. I guess I didn't really explain it, but like the clip starts where she kind of went off. Like I was doing like 10 minutes of the safe stuff of like dog
Megan
jokes,
lesbian.
and I didn't even do any of my race material.
Interesting.
And then I was doing dog stuff, and then I transitioned into because I've been really wanting to get out some of this Trump stuff that I wrote recently, and I did a bunch of jokes about Joe Biden, and then I transitioned, and when I said I started the setup of I'm probably the most pro anti-Trump comic, that's when she was just started going no, and you could see me in the clip like I see her say that the first time, and I just ignore it because I'm like, well, wait till she gets to the punchline, and then she'll get okay, because that's a divisive thing to say for some people, and people get very emotional about their politics, obviously, but I don't think that's what the issue was. And I said I'm the most pro anti-Trump comic, and then she just went into this rant about how I'm a white guy making fun of black people, which I hadn't even done any race jokes. I told one joke about my dog hating other dogs and but loving people, so I call her a black Republican, and instead of naming her Cupcake, we should have named her Clarence. But she laughed at that joke. You could see in the full clip on YouTube her laughing at that joke. And then like 5 minutes later, she just lost it on the Trump stuff, and I screamed at her to shut the fuck up. That's like a
That
musket.
was an aggressive
As you
yell.
do.
You do that. You do it once, and
You
then if
have to.
you have to,
Imagine if me and Maggie did that.
We would be escorted. We
They'd
would
be
be in a
like,
You could.
conservatorship.
Who's telling you
I don't
can't?
think me on stage saying "shut the fuck up" would really win the audience over.
That's the thing is they'd be like, you're kind of annoying.
They'd be like, "You're a bitch."
well, I mean, you have to be likable, and obviously that's something I have over you two. And
Wait, can I ask you a question?
yes,
I was wondering when she was yelling, why didn't you say like, "Bitch, I'm black"?
because that would have just cheapened it, you know. Like
Yeah, I
I
liked
didn't.
that.
But I wondered if it was intentional. Like
That
was
was
that
the
a choice
direct
you
sentence
made?
I was gonna say. Bitch, I'm black. Shut the hell up before I give you a slap across the
That was
teeth.
me getting testy.
Do
with the
people
audience.
do people often think you're
Love
white? You don't look white to me, but
I don't know. It depends.
Your socks are so well branded. I've been staring at them. This
Thank
whole
you.
time.
Thank you. Sorry.
Fruit of the Loom is so large. I've never seen it that large
Yeah,
before.
I think these are. Well, I get a lot of my socks at this discount store. Oh, this is all Torey's hair on me.
I think it's the ottoman.
I get them at this discount store where there's like misprints and shit on the socks, but I can't notice it. So like I think that's why
I'm like
it's
looking
so
for a
big
typo
here. It
now.
says Fruit of the Loom, and Loom is spelt with 2 eggplant emojis. But no, I said the Dominican lesbian joke after she left the room, just for the rest of the audience because I was
Right.
trying to calm it down. But like,
Yeah.
it wouldn't have. calmed her down either.
No.
If I started doing my black and white material, it just wouldn't have worked. I knew that she was upset. I knew that I kept asking her what I did, and she wasn't telling me. So I knew then, like, oh, okay, you're not mad at me right now. You've had too much to drink, and you've got to. Then you just let them talk. You just let them then they do the work for you. Like, and the more things you say, the easier it is for me to react. And also, it makes the audience realize, like, wow, this bitch really needs to shut the fuck up.
When it was unfolding, were you like, I'm going to clip this? This is great?
No, I didn't even, like, I wasn't even cognizant of me recording. I honestly didn't think I was recording because I got called up too early. I didn't think I pressed record. So the whole time it was happening, I'm like, well, this would have been a good clip. But, like, immediately, it was just one of those situations where, like, it was chaos. Just immediate chaos. And my job was trying to volley it back and forth so I didn't lose the whole crowd, because it was relatively early in the show too. It was like maybe 20 minutes into the show.
Were you closing?
I was open. I went on. It was I think Brian hosted, then Julio Diaz, then me.
Sorry, I don't know. I meant to say, I don't know why I said were you closing after you said early in the show. I thought you were saying early in your act. But
no, I had like 5-10 minutes left.
Got it.
And the funny thing is after the show, the train was super late, so I couldn't get down to Greenwich. And I got off the train around 50th Street, and then I walked to Times Square, or I walked through Times Square to get to the end train. And Sam was texting me as the show was getting out, like, all these people are asking about you. They left the set. I'm like, oh, that's really nice. But I'm, like, still very in my head about the situation.
Yeah.
And then, like, as I'm reading those texts, there's, like, a group of, like, 10 people who are coming down the street in Times Square on, like, 50th and Broadway. And this guy just went, yeah, man, you shut that bitch down, just in public at 1 a.m. And I'm like, hey, shh. Out of context. This doesn't look good. But, you know, she reached out to Jared. She felt bad. I feel bad for her feeling bad. She was drunk. We've all had nights like that. She was remorseful.
Was her face on the clip?
Yeah.
Does she care about that?
I don't know. There's signs all over every comedy club that tells you you're being recorded.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, I didn't even realize
she's gonna lawyer up or anything, but
Right.
You never know what people are gonna do.
My nightmare is just on my drunkest night, just like a visual of my face being like,
I know. I honestly didn't even realize her face was in the clip when I was editing it, because when I'm editing, I'm just focused
on yourself.
I'm focused on my typos because I'm so bad at
words.
Yeah, obviously I couldn't get it out just now. It's like, what are those things called? You put them together and they make a sound. But overall, I told her she hasn't reached out to me, but I put on my Instagram that she's welcome to come to a show anytime.
Amazing. What have been the biggest debates within the comments section? Have you noticed?
I try.
Is there like a big race war going on in there?
No,
are they agreeing with you? Are they anyone pushing back on what you've done?
I try not to really read them.
I feel like you're always in there and responding.
You respond.
You're always like, thanks, man, or hey, fuck you.
I respond to them when I know, yeah, I do that. That's like my biggest problem right now in my life is
ooh, that's a hot one. I'm edging my seat. Let's hear it.
Drinking and social media at the same time. Like, I spend a lot of time at shows. And I have a lot of downtime, so I'll just be in the corner drinking, and I'll be tweeting and talking mad shit and going in the comments. That's when I go in. Like, last night, I got into a fight with these J-Lo fans on Twitter because they were going after Yamanika, because Yamanika said that J-Lo couldn't sing and that she didn't sing any of her songs. And then, like, this woman, like, posted a side-by-side picture of J-Lo and Yamanika, and they were just really going at it. And I, like, was just fucking keyboard.
That's the hill you're gonna die on.
I mean, like, I was just like, you're stupid, shallow, and racist for posting this video.
Do
and
you
like,
think your comments helped?
My video?
You saying that.
Just jumping in and
you diving in. Did you like wave the white flag and surrender everyone?
No, I made it worse. Did you not hear me say I love chaos?
Yeah, you're right.
I just sometimes.
So you went in there stirring the pot on purpose.
On her post, yes, but in support of Yamanika.
Alcohol-driven.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was like 3:00 in the morning. I was tired after Greenwich. I was waiting for the train. I had a White Claw in my pocket and a phone in my hand, and I was ready to burn it down. And I did. But sometimes I wake up. I went to that wedding last week, and it fucking sucked. and there was an open bar, and
Let's
I
hope
drank
they're not
whiskey for the
listening.
first time in years. They know that it sucked.
Really? They came up to you like, this fucking party.
They were like,
Sorry.
yeah, sorry, we really blew the chunks on this one.
They like spend their entire savings.
Yeah.
Like, not that good.
No, they had rich conservative parents that I'm sure they got the money from a Mar-a-Lago grant or some shit. But it was at some. I haven't drank whiskey in years, and this
God.
woman ahead of me ordered a
Scary.
Jim. I thought she ordered a Jim Beam, but she ordered a champagne. And then I heard her say Jim Beam, and I was like, I'll have a Jim Beam too. And I
The
had
power
like
of
maybe
suggestion.
12.
Sounds like you didn't need it at that point.
Well,
One
this
of
is
those.
early in the afternoon. This is like 5 o'clock. And I'm not even joking when I say, because it was open bar, and I was tipping a lot. I probably
Wow.
had 13 Jim Beams on the rocks that night. And I
I'd be
was
dead.
tweeting like a motherfucker. I was
What was your
creating.
best tweet that night?
I was tweeting a lot about Tim Pool.
Who's Tim Pool?
He's this shitty right wing.
Sounds like an Asian dish.
Yeah, I will have the Tim Pool. Can I get that with the General Tso? Tim Pool served with General Tso. I'm gonna get the Tim Pool, the
Pool
General
over
Tso,
rice?
and you know what? Throw in Storm the Capitol.
Can I
while
say
you're at
that?
it.
Should I stop talking today?
Tim Pool over rice? You could say
Yeah.
that. He's
I'm
just
a-
a balding
we got Black
Republican.
Christmas. We got Tim Pool over rice.
Welcome back to Black Christmas. I'm your host, Tim Pool over rice.
I went to LA. I had to shut it down for too
She
long.
was
I
around-
came back to
Right.
New York and I'm
She
ready
was
to
around
let
the
it
coffee
rip.
influencers. This episode's called Tim Pool over rice. This is how we get him. This is how we get the titles. This is what I miss when you're not doing podcasts with me, because like I will just start going in rants and then I'm like, man, why the fuck am I talking right now? And then I have to pause and then come back 5 minutes later and be like, okay, welcome back to the show. I'm going to talk about this for 5 minutes. But having you here, I get to have somebody that I volley after.
Thank
I'm
you
gonna
so much.
just
That
reset
means
the
a
cameras.
lot. Yeah. So wait, are we still? Do we not want to know who Tim Pool is?
You want to know who Tim Pool is?
Yeah.
Oh, you wanna
I'd rather
know.
talk about Asian food, but whatever.
Well, Tim Pool is he's just a dipshit. He's just a right-wing conservative.
Oh,
I'm really pissed
politics.
at all these. We went back to homophobia. I don't know how we got there. I think I've talked about this.
Had it left?
Well, like it just
Did we go
it
back?
became a battle that they lost. Everyone, I feel like for the most part, was like,
You think monkeypox brought it back?
no, but they used it to bring it back.
They used it. Who's
yeah,
they?
the people in the walls, the Republicans, and all
Like,
of them.
well,
They're
we
using
know how to
words
get
like
them.
groomers. And they're calling drag queens groomers, and like
What's
you know
that mean?
it makes it sound like they're grooming the groomers like somebody
pedophilia.
I know what a
Yeah.
groomer is,
Yeah.
but how is a drag person
because
a
they're
groomer?
gay and they're around
'Cause
young
they
people.
dance
But
and it's
some
just
reason
too
bringing your 10-year-old kid to Hooters isn't fucking weird to anybody. I
Do
think
people
it's,
do that?
Yeah, all the time. They're like, yeah, that's my son. Look at him looking at tits and shorts. This won't mess with his mind sexually at all. That I feel like is a lot worse than
Did
bringing
you
a
do
kid
that?
to a drag show.
Is that why?
My
There's
dad,
some pain in that rip.
Yeah.
I mean, my dad brought me to Hooters, but I was old enough to understand it. I was like,
Well,
I
you'd
think
already been watching porn for 10 years, so.
by the time I was 13,
Yeah.
I was like, Batman. Well, it was like when I was growing up, porn was on videotapes that were labeled things that were not what they were. Like, let me tell you, the Bad News Bears, they did not go to Japan the way that this videotape insisted they did. There was Batman Volume 1. That one was not Batman Volume 1.
That's
it was
a
for
risky
about.
choice.
Yeah, I
Who
remember.
labeled these?
My
Your
dad. Yeah,
Okay.
we had I got a VCR when I was a kid, obviously.
Why
and
would he
then-
say Batman Volume 1? That it should have been like.
So my mom didn't
Should
like.
have been
Like
like
Christmas.
My mom's not.
Sonics or
Yeah,
something.
I
Yeah.
know, but that's gonna be even worse. He knows my mom's not gonna watch Batman Volume 1, so he's
Yeah, but
like,
you might.
I know. Well, he didn't know I knew where the videotapes were.
He's
I
like, "Yeah,
remember
no,
when I
I
found
know
the
how to read."
VCR. He was like, no, and like I was like, what? It's a VCR. This is the coolest thing ever. I want to like watch tapes and stuff.
Oh God.
And I went into this closet and I grabbed like 10 videotapes, and me and my brother watched. And it was back like when you could record TV
What did
shows.
you think you were going to watch?
Batman Volume 1. It was Batman the Animated Series for about 30 seconds, and then it switched to the Playboy channel. And I was like, me and my brother just got quiet. We were like, wait. I don't know what this is, but it's doing something to us right now. Hamana. And then my dad.
This is actually a funny skit.
Yeah.
You should write a show
no,
based
I
off
think-
your life.
Also,
I
the
don't-
idea of watching porn with a sibling is a little.
Yeah, did you stop?
We didn't know what it was, and we didn't continue to do it.
Like it became a
It's like,
tradition.
all right, Logan, time for some quality brother time, buddy. Some brothers toss the ball around. We're gonna watch someone get the balls tossed around.
Keep your friends close, your family.
Your
close.
family.
That is
Why go
gross.
across town when you could go across the hall? Woo wee!
That's hilarious.
But no, my brother and I stopped watching porn together
Last year.
very early on. But once a year, when he comes around for Christmas, we sit around the campfire and talk about things that ruined our lives.
That is family.
That's a lot of
holidays,
content you
little.
got.
It's a lot. It's a lot of content for the journal.
That's
for
honestly, I think the best part about a sibling is sharing those traumas.
sure. Yeah.
It's
Yep.
it's good. It's good and fun.
Yeah.
My siblings and I will drive in a separate car to holidays, and we'll just talk shit about everyone. And they started like not filling the car with gas because they were like, we don't want you to like get too close.
Yeah.
Oh, so they'd be like, "Oh, you have to come with us."
Yeah, they're like, we don't. This is not a good idea.
They're gonna form a rebellion
Yeah,
against
exactly.
us.
Rising
gonna
up
be-
in Massachusetts. Yeah.
Would
Yeah.
you be like, "Well, we'll fill it with gas"?
We could, but like, why would
No,
you know what I
it's
mean?
true.
Siblings. car.
That's for me was always the best part about the holidays was at least I had siblings to share it with.
Yeah,
always
I
had
feel
100%.
bad for only children.
I know.
That's why they're
it's-
weird because they have no one
They're
to bounce
really
ideas
messed
off.
up.
Yeah, I mean,
They're really not okay.
Yeah,
I'm sorry if you're an
they
only
should
child.
fucking die.
that's what we're getting to. Yeah.
I think a lot of them have a complex that they're really special because siblings will humble you in a way that you didn't know was
Oh.
possible.
Mhm. Yeah.
Didn't ask,
I
but
grew
you'll
up
get
thinking I was
feedback.
Yeah.
like actually stupid. My sister made me like understand like you're dumb. Like she's like you're stupid, and I believe that. I'm like, wow, you're right. I'm dumb,
Yeah.
and I think everyone needs that.
She's older, or younger. Your sister.
Older.
She's older.
Yeah.
I see. I was the oldest, so I
Me
think
too.
I probably did that to my brothers.
She told me I was simple.
Somehow that's worse.
Look
than
at
dumb.
you,
That's so
you
funny.
unnuanced
Yeah.
sibling.
I bring it up to
I
her a
bet your
lot.
favorite movie is Ratatouille. You basic
She's a simple
bitch.
girl.
I would. You're not worth the nuance it takes to roast you, you simpleton.
Truly.
Just a bunch of ones and zeros up there.
I'm pretty sure like I
Wasted.
overheard her saying it once. Like, oh,
We're
Tori's
very
you know,
worried
she's
about how
simple.
unoriginal she is.
And then
That's
she
really
called me a
funny.
couch potato, and I was like,
I'm gonna have an eating disorder for the rest of my life now.
That's honestly a big reason why I moved to New York. I was like, I'll show you. She
How
called me a homebody
unsimple.
couch potato, and I was like, oh.
That's what,
I'm just here out of
at
spite.
7 years old.
I think I was in college.
I mean, there's
Didn't
nothing
you
wrong.
go away to college?
Yeah, it was like during one of the breaks.
She
Anytime
to college.
anytime I was around
To the
her, she
farm.
made sure she took advantage.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah,
You graduated college, right?
I did.
What did you go to for?
Advertising.
Advertising.
Mhm.
Good job.
Thank you.
Good job.
You're working in advertising.
Yeah, exactly.
now.
Yeah, it worked.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
What did you go for?
Biology and journalism.
Are you working in? You're kind of working in biology.
Kind of in both.
Both, yeah.
I
Biology.
Yeah. I was going to go to med school.
The
That was
hell
my
is that?
whole life plan. And
It's
then
no
I
fun.
thought, I'm hilarious. Let's do this.
Journalism is you're doing that.
Yeah.
It's writing.
Indeed. My parents are thrilled.
She have better things to do.
No, I blew off a surprise party.
Surprise! I'm
Forgot
not
about
there.
it. Person just texted me. They threw me a surprise party, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I know."
Surprise!
Go.
Do you guys like surprise parties?
I cried at a surprise party thrown for me. So
That's
evidently
adorable.
not. I got really nervous that like so many people were watching me and I cried.
I
Not like
did-
a lot, but
I did that when I was a kid. When they came around at Chili's to sing "Happy Birthday" to me, I was like 7 or 8,
it's overwhelming.
and I started crying. I think I was so embarrassed for them, I started crying.
Oh.
It was like they work minimum wage jobs.
At 7, you were like,
I was already a
Yeah.
pro worker.
yeah.
You
No,
are
I
a
hated
union
it. It was
man.
so embarrassing. They're just clapping and they're like,
It
"Happy
is-
birthday!
I
Here's
hate
your
that.
cupcake." Da, 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 da. It's so embarrassing.
Yeah.
I don't know why they do that at restaurants. I hate when they do
It
it
is
at
weird.
Broadway. Please make sure they don't do that to me at Broadway.
Yeah, we're
this
gonna
year.
do it for you
Oh,
big
a
time.
So
100%.
fucking bad.
You
I
did it to
hate
Sam and she was pissed.
You
I
do
mean,
it
she
to
wasn't.
everyone.
I
Yeah.
know. I
You're
know.
like, don't do unto others as you want.
I
done
know.
unto
Well, that's
you,
why I'm going to be a
Troy.
Jehovah's Witness. So if you do it, you won't be respecting my
You
beliefs.
don't even know what they do.
They
I mean,
witness
that has never
Jehovah
stopped me
and
before,
he
but-
tells them not to celebrate
Who is
anything.
Jehovah?
God.
Oh,
The party pooper.
okay.
The literal one. God doesn't like any fun.
Haven't you ever seen the Book of Mormon? Is that
Yeah.
the same?
No.
No, they're
No.
different
I,
cult.
I
Different
actually
cult.
had a funny conversation last night with someone about the Virgin Mary being a liar.
That she was
'Cause
like
it's
actually a slut.
She fucked someone for Jesus.
Well,
And really,
Either
Joseph
that
is a big cuck.
who, Joseph?
Yeah.
I know. Well, maybe like rent was just really high in Bethlehem, and he's like, well, we might as well just stay together. I got to raise this fucking kid. From what I understand, Joseph was a good stepdad to Jesus. We never heard about him hitting Jesus or anything,
That's true.
right?
So true. That's such a
He never
bar.
like stood up to Jesus and then was like, "You're not my real dad." Then he stormed off. We never hear that. I never feel like I hear anything about Joseph
Someone
other than
should
the fact that his
rewrite the
wife
Bible.
fucked another dude or
Yeah.
another spirit.
He sounds like a
No,
real
no.
stepdad, and that he just like doesn't have a presence.
He just doesn't have a
say
presence. He's
anything.
very passive, and
Yeah.
honestly, he'd rather just build the coffee table and get on with
He
it.
goes by Joe. And
Jesus wants me. Yeah, he's Joe. Don't call me Dad. Call me Joe, please. I don't want the responsibility. Jesus Christ. I don't know. You just pick up a hammer. I'll show you how to make one of these.
just
God.
don't say anything.
Just nail me to a cross right fucking now, please. Oh, my God. I don't know why I stuck around with her. The Holy Spirit didn't really get Mary's consent, if you think about it, either.
What is
Yeah.
the function of the Holy
She
Spirit?
got raped.
I wasn't trying to say it like that, but that, you know what? We have to start using that language.
Yeah.
She was raped.
If
Uh,
anyone needs justice, it's Mary.
It's
It was Mary.
We start there.
You shouldn't have
Was
to
she-
give birth if you didn't
Consent.
consent.
Did you just realize that?
I don't know.
I hope you're listening, Tim Pool over Rice. You see, these is called women, and they got opinions just as much as they got brains.
Anyways.
We're almost out of time here.
Okay.
Really? That went so quick.
I gotta go to Gotham in like 10 minutes.
Oh, okay.
It's been
How long
like
have you been recording?
40 minutes.
Oh, that's a long time.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm sorry we couldn't get to voicemails today, but we'll do them Thursday.
Oh, did we get some?
We got like 10.
No way.
10 to
Wow.
15. I'm thinking
You're
because
so popular.
we don't have a guest this week, we might as well just do voicemails on Thursday.
I also noticed how you said leave me a voicemail and we'll listen.
Yeah. They're coming to see me.
I feel like
They're
you could
coming
say
to see. They're not
leave-
coming to see the
you
temptation.
could have said leave us a voicemail and I'll listen.
I
would've
usually do.
felt like
Leave me a voicemail and we'll listen. Did I say that?
yeah,
I'm sorry.
it's okay.
I really wasn't paying attention. I just wanted to make
I'm
sure.
really
that-
hypersensitive and insecure about my role
Well,
sometimes. So.
I was going to add you to the podcast thing.
Description?
No, the artwork. I was going to put your name in there,
Wow.
but
The
you just
artwork?
blew it.
She doesn't get a baby picture. She just gets.
She's
like,
just
her
gonna
name
get
in
a
very
mention.
small font.
Yeah, it's going to say Aunt Torey.
It's just gonna say TC if you know.
DC,
You know.
yeah.
I'll take any acknowledgement.
I will give it to you.
Aw, thank you.
I think it's you. This went well for your first time around too.
Did it?
Your first trip
I
to the
loved
sun.
having you here.
I did
This is
too.
fun.
Yeah,
I
I
didn't-
did.
People
I
will love
forgot to
you.
look,
You didn't
so I
look
hope-
once. It's okay. I was
No.
looking. It's
I
just
was
good.
listening.
I wanted you.
I was listening. Yeah, yeah.
I really didn't get a chance to show you all the ropes either,
No.
and you did a good job at just listening and
1010 will
monitoring.
have you forever.
Next week we'll have a setup
we'll keep
for
you. We're gonna keep her.
Good.
We'll have the computer and the mixer set up
and
for
I'll
you.
Wi-
set up
Wi-Fi.
my Wi-Fi.
And Wi-Fi.
I'll pay my bill.
Listen, we're probably you'll see a GoFundMe for Tori very
I
soon.
could use one.
She hates Christmas because
I can't afford it.
She can't afford it.
Guys,
like
I
so
can't
many
afford
Americans.
the trees.
She can't afford the trees. All of her money is tied up in trips to LA. But
oat milk.
listen, student
Oat
loans
milk,
for all of
yes.
us. And oat milk, yeah. I mean, that's like what, $13 in this neighborhood?
Yeah,
oat
at
milk?
least.
Something crazy.
Boy, just for a gallon of cum. She said it, not me. And you put it in my head.
I did put it in your head.
I can't even fully blame you because it's still like Eric Bronstein has that joke about Taco Bell being all horse meat, and I still
Oh,
eat Taco
sad.
Bell like 3 times a week. So
Do we think that's true?
yeah,
We could have
probably.
Googled that one.
It's been around for a while.
Taco Bell.
I mean, the horse meat rumor. Better than Arby's slogan. Arby's, we have the meats. Yeah, don't go in any detail. We got them.
Which one?
We got bags of meats. You come over here, we got the meats. You're going to take some meat and you're going to get the fuck on about it, all right? We don't ask any questions. We don't have bread. We don't got vegetables. We got nothing to wash this down with. We got meat, and that's it. We got meat and meat soda.
Meat soda.
I had a Torey,
Meat sweats.
and I went to go see Dark Crystal last week at the
Yes.
movies.
What is that movie? You
Uh,
told me about
It's
that.
a Jim Henson. It's like I'll show you some visuals, and that's all you'll need to see.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
really
I don't
hard.
know. That sounds ominous. I don't
You
like
would
that.
not
It's
like it.
ominous, and it
It's-
has a bizarre
You wouldn't
storyline
like
that
it.
Yeah,
was
it's
really hard to
crazy.
follow. Even though I watched it as a child on repeat.
Yeah,
like
I
Inception.
think
There's no
it's easier to watch
storyline.
when you're a child.
Yeah,
It's a
'cause
good
you
story. I
don't-
mean, it's just one big hero's journey. But I was coming from the wedding and I was super hungover, and I had
Because of 13 Jim Beams.
13. That's what I remember. And I had 2 White Claws after that, tall ones.
The
And
tall boys, the
yeah,
fat.
the tall ones.
Jesus Christ.
I was going ham, and I had
I would have died.
Tori had to sit through the movie
Maybe
and,
that's why the wedding.
and
was bad.
watch me eat a Slim Jim.
And a full bag of gummy bears.
Yeah, which you
That was
didn't
impressive.
share.
I went to reach over at the end, and they were gone.
I kept nudging you for them, and you didn't have any.
Oh, I didn't
so
even
was
notice
like,
the nudge. I
I know.
even said in my head,
You were so into the
if
movie.
he
I was so
offers
happy.
these, I will take him up
I
on that
kept
offer.
offering, and she didn't. So
Did you get
next-
Mountain Dew?
No.
Wow.
No. When we went
That's
to see Amsterdam,
self-respect.
she was
You got You
floored
got
by-
Mountain
Not
Dew.
floored, just upset. Like it
that
was
I
just a
got
little
Mountain Dew.
gross.
That's
That's
my
like-
movie drink.
That's like just raping
I
yourself.
don't feel great. Wow, a lot of rape on this podcast today.
If you get a Mountain Dew, is it full calories?
100%.
Of course, I'm not gonna drink a diet Mountain Dew at that point.
It
I'm
looks
just gonna commit.
radioactive, and it's the huge
It
like movie
is.
theater cups.
Yeah.
It's just like didn't go to the
When
bathroom
you get
once.
it just
I
goes,
went like twice.
You
It
are.
goes. I
You
peed in the
are.
Uniqlo after. Well, not in the Uniqlo. I went to Uniqlo. Then
In-
I
That's
peed.
what you meant.
I mean, what? What were you gonna say?
I'm really impressed by you.
Why? Because I could drink a Mountain
Yeah.
Fortitude
Yeah.
in your
Dew. You
body.
should see what I could do with a root beer. And on that note,
This was fun.
Maggie at Maggie Naughton.
Yes.
At Maggie Naughton.
Thank you for coming on today.
Thanks for having me, guys. It was fun.
Maggie will probably be here on the next episode this week.
I'd
like,
say so.
Probably.
I think so.
if
we'll
she's
see.
available.
Okay.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
We're up to 200 subscribers on YouTube.
Wow.
Thank you. I meant to say that. Thank you. Make sure you subscribe to us on Spotify and Apple as well. We'll be back Thursdays with voicemail. Send us a voicemail, speakpipe.com/thebondingpodcast.
We
Oh,
love
I wanted
you.
to talk about Jackie Kennedy, but we ran out of time. We'll do that next week.
Next week.
Next week we'll do it.
I can't wait.
I missed you. Thank
I
you for
missed
coming
you.
back.
Thanks.
I know we said not to, but I'm glad that you came.
Right, I know. Thanks.
All right. See you Thursday.
Bye.
Another podcast with no big laugh at the end.